Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul, guys. I have the script and I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen on Saturday night. Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Yo, assalamu alaikum, my niggas. What's good?
It's Nate Diaz Army, motherfuckers. I normally never cover any boxing fights, gimmick fights whatsoever. Honestly, I'm a pure MMA channel, I always said this. But this weekend we have a MMA legend involved in Nate Diaz. So I feel I have to cover this and give you my opinion on the fight. And look guys, it's pretty simple. In my opinion, there's only two ways how this fight can play out. So Nate Diaz, 38 years old, has slick boxing, but it's, in my opinion, just not the boxing that is made for pure boxing. It's good MMA boxing, but you never see Diaz doing beautiful head movements, like beautiful footwork and stuff. He just walks forward, punches you down, and just takes the hits, right? And Jake Paul on the other side is a powerful young man, 25, I think, years old, trained purely boxing now since a few years. Honestly, if you hate him or love him, you have to respect his skills, developed very good skills, he's a very talented guy, and is a heavy dude. That's also a good point. Jake Paul has to cut down a lot of weight to make 185. He's a big fella.
Did you see the size of the fella?
He's probably a light heavyweight if he fights normally.
Dude's a giant. He's an absolute giant.
Nate Diaz used to fight at 155. The fight is at 185. So Nate Diaz has to bulk up. He said himself he needed to bulk up to even make the weight, which is crazy. But Nate's a gangster, so he's gonna do it. Even though the height advantage is not that much, but Jake is just a very muscular dude and packs a powerful punch. And yeah, Nate took the punches of UFC fighters pretty well most of the time. He only went down a few times, like against McGregor, against Masvidal, but he was never like knocked out, like really like out cold or something. But you have to see, he always fought 155ers and 170 guys. He never fought a guy as big as Jake. And even though boxing gloves are bigger, you can still go down the same. You have much different hand padding in boxing, which is normally much harder, a harder base. And the gloves, yeah, they're a few ounces bigger, but it's not the craziest difference. I think the biggest difference is that his cuts, he has a lot of scar tissue, will not open up that quick, even though I still believe he will bleed. I'm rooting Nate Diaz all day, but as I said, there are two options. Option number one, which I hope for, is Nate will just tire Jake out by just constantly being in his face with his jab and taking some hits, taking them good, but keep coming forward.
You hit me, I'm still coming. And I'm coming all night long.
Gassing Jake out for 10 rounds, I think it's scheduled for 10 rounds, and win the fight by decision, which would be phenomenal, which would be very cool. The other option, which I unfortunately think is more accurate, more possible, is that Jake Paul will hurt him early, will knock him down one time, knocks him down the second time, and then I think Nate will just be so like beat up and hurt and maybe even go down the third time and the ref will stop the fight. I don't think Jake will knock him out cold. I believe the ref will step in at some point like he did again with Conor against Mayweather and stop the fight. And Nate, as we know, Nate will then be like, yeah, motherfucker, you know, the referee stopped the fight. I was still ready to go, you know what I mean? Stop, motherfucker. I won that fight. If it was 3 fighting rules, I won that fight. I knocked this motherfucker out in the later rounds, man. Like, Nate will just come and say that this was not a real stoppage, blah, blah, blah. He was still ready to fight, like he did against Masvidal, right? And this is actually the best way for Nate to lose, because then he can still claim, no, I won that fight, man. Maybe they will have to rematch in MMA then. Maybe Nate is more motivated then to have this rematch that Jake always talks about in MMA, which would be a hell of a lot of fun to watch. So I believe these are the only two options for the outcome of that fight. Write in the comments what do you think, which outcome is more possible, who are you rooting for, put it in the comments, guys. And if you want to watch the fight, I can't show you the fight, but I will have a watch along as always for the UFC event, and the Nate fight starts close to the main event of the UFC event, and I will have split screen and watch both of them at the same time. So if you need a watch buddy, come into my kick stream. Link is down below in the description. And hey guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and eat your fruits, eat your motherfucking vegetables, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bloodsport out.